Welcome to the 131st Commencement of the University of Idaho. Now entering are the faculty. A long tradition at the university is for the faculty to form two columns that the graduation candidates will pass through. The College of Graduate Studies. Celebrating 100 years this year, the College of Graduate Studies leads the university's graduate-level research, academic programs, and creative activities. Its contributions helped capture the university's prestigious Carnegie R1 classification, recognizing the highest tier of national research. The college strives to enhance fellowships, assistantships, scholarships, and professional development for over 2,000 graduate students at 5 campuses and online globally. Dr. Jerry McMurtry is the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. Jennifer Wilcox from Misawa Air Force Base, Japan, is the featured graduate. During graduate school, Jennifer has come to appreciate how crucial mentorship is, not only to academic success, but to developing one's sense of self. She says the guidance, encouragement, and honest feedback from dedicated mentors not only strengthened her scientific skills, but also gave her the confidence to persist through challenges. Jennifer took on leadership roles in graduate student government, served in professional organizations like Randall Women in Science, and was founder and organizer of Science on Tap, hosting monthly STEM-themed talks at a brewery. The College of Agricultural and Life Sciences. Founded in 1901, the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences is leading the way in finding solutions to the world's most critical challenges. Every day, faculty, students, and staff in CALS provide real-life solutions that advance the health and welfare of people, animals, and the environment. Dr. Leslie Edgar is the Dean of the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences. Emma Eakins from Hillsboro, Oregon is CALS featured graduate. Emma was named Outstanding Senior for CALS and was on the Dean's List every semester since her freshman year. She maintained a 3.9 GPA while working towards her 2 degrees. She has worked in the William F. Barr Entomology Museum, creating a poster on the jewel beetles of Idaho. Emma worked in Dr. Stephen Cook's entomology lab and has presented her research at the Entomological Society of America. She has been actively involved in the entomology club and served as new student orientation leader. Overall, Emma has been a great ambassador for her department, the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences, and the University of Idaho. Upon graduation, Emma will be working with the USDA Forest Service Rocky Mountain Research Station. The College of Business and Economics. Founded in 1925, the College of Business and Economics provides students real-world business experience through a hands-on approach. They engage in marketing consulting, trading securities, launching their own ventures, and more to equip them with the skills needed to make a meaningful impact in their careers and communities from day one. Dr. Lisa Viktorovich serves as Dean of the College of Business and Economics. Catherine Nehinki from Moscow is the featured graduate. Catherine was selected for her exceptional leadership, academic excellence, and service. As president of the Grau Scholars and one of CBE's first analytics lab teaching assistants, she supported over 150 students through workshops, tutoring, and curriculum development, simplifying complex data concepts and strengthening analytical rigor. She also served as president and vice president of finance for Kappa Kappa Gamma, studied abroad in France, and participated in Model UN and the International Affairs Club. Her internships include Ernst & Young in Boston and the USA Dry Pea and Lentil Council, where she delivered high-impact global projects. The College of Engineering. Over more than a century, the College of Engineering has built a reputation for excellence in teaching, research, service, and outreach. Recognized for infusing real-world experiences into engineering education, the college constantly pushes student training and research frontiers by emphasizing teamwork and combining rigorous studies of engineering fundamentals with an extensive focus on the latest technologies and hands-on practical projects. Dr. Susie Long serves as Dean of the College of Engineering. Bobby Provost from Coeur d'Alene is the featured graduate. He will earn his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering today and was chosen for his outstanding academic achievements, his active participation in student club, and his remarkable contributions to the college's outreach and service activities during his time at the University of Idaho. After 4 years of hands-on engineering coursework, the Clean Snowmobile Challenge, and the Vandal Motorsports team, Bobby learned that the best engineering happens when theory meets real-world experience. After graduation, he will join Toyota Automated Logistics as a design engineer in Meridian. The College of Natural Resources at the University of Idaho is one of the top natural resource programs in the country. Our students learn in some of the most spectacular outdoor classrooms in the world, the forests, rivers, range, and wilderness of Idaho. They engage in work experiences and internships that give them practical knowledge and skills they need to launch their careers. Dr. Dennis Becker is the Dean of the College of Natural Resources. Abby Evans from Nampa is the college's featured graduate. Abby earned an Alumni Excellence Award and was named the Outstanding Senior in Conservation Biology for 2026. She has been an exceptional leader in CNR, bringing energy, professionalism, and a genuine passion for natural resources that inspires everyone around her. The College of Science. Founded in 2002, the College of Science engages in cutting-edge research that matters to Idahoans. Students earn degrees by participating in hands-on research opportunities. Science students work with faculty on cutting-edge research that matters to Idahoans. Dr. Ginger Carney serves as Dean of the College of Science. Anna Mengen from Pocatello is the featured graduate. She is earning her degree in medical sciences with minors in bioethics and pre-health professions. Anna was on the Dean's list for 6 semesters, earning a 3.76 GPA. She earned the Office of Undergraduate Research Spring Semester Award in 2024, the prestigious Hill Research Fellowship for 2024-25, and was Vice President for Delta 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 for the past 3 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the platform party. Leslie Edgar, Lisa Viktorovich, Susie Long, Dennis Becker, Grant Harley, Jerry McMurtry, Blaine Eccles, Shea Aragondade, Lindsey Brown, Diane Kelly Riley, Ken Udis, Andy Fields, Yolanda Bisbee, Vicky Sell, Sean Keogh, Rich Allen, John Wellner, Eric Peterson, Jason Ackerman, Lisa Groh, Tori Lawrence, Timothy Murphy, and C. Scott Green, the 19th President of the University of Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Joint ROTC Color Guard, followed by the performance of our national anthem by Madison Cummings and the University Wind Ensemble. Please remove your hats unless you are in uniform or academic regalia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome the chair of the University of Idaho Faculty Senate, Timothy Murphy.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2026 Spring Commencement. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank you for allowing us to be part of your educational journey here at the University of Idaho. It has been our pleasure to teach, mentor, and learn with you these past years. We look forward to watching you apply what you gained at the University of Idaho to strengthen our communities here in Idaho, in the broader nation, and even around the world. We are confident that you will accomplish great things building upon the foundation that you've laid here. And now, please join me in welcoming the 19th President of the University of Idaho, C. Scott Green.
Thank you, Tim, for opening our ceremony and for your service as Chair of Faculty Senate. Students, parents, families, deans, faculty, and honored guests, welcome to the University of Idaho, our state's flagship land-grant institution. Our history is important, and I want to begin by acknowledging that our U of I campus and statewide centers reside on the ancestral homelands of 5 federally recognized nations: the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, Kootenai Tribe of Idaho, the Nez Perce tribe, the Shoshone-Bannock tribe of the Fort Hall Reservation, and the Shoshone-Paiute tribes of the Duck Valley Indian Reservation. We strive to foster collaboration, mutual understanding, and learning that supports tribal priorities in education, economic development, and research. Go ahead. Sometimes you got to go with it. Seated directly behind me and on the floor are representative members of the University of Idaho's leadership. Will the platform party and other members of the university leadership team joining from the audience please stand and remain standing? Oh, we never sat down, did we? You all can be seated. Sorry about that. I remember to get that in there last time, but I didn't this time. So our leadership team, please stand. Our leadership team has demonstrated its commitment and dedication to the students of this great institution. Commencement is one of our favorite days of the year, and on behalf of the university's leadership team, we are excited to celebrate this accomplishment with you today. Now it says, please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you, leadership team. This is the 131st commencement year for the University of Idaho. More than 135,000 students have earned more than 145,000 degrees since the first graduates walked across our stage in 1896. That tradition continues today. More than 2,400 graduates are joining the ranks of Vandal alumni this year. A University of Idaho education illuminates and elevates not just students, but also communities across our state and around the world. This is especially true for our first-generation students. If you are the first in your family to earn a college degree, please stand and remain standing. Thank you. As a first-generation student and now a first-gen college graduate, you've navigated significant challenges. You are great examples and guiding lights for your families and your communities. Congratulations to you and your loved ones. You may be seated. The Vandal family is filled with trailblazers and pioneers. We take on challenges head-on and aren't afraid to explore uncharted territory, and I'd like to take a few moments to highlight some examples of your lineage as University of Idaho graduates. Our campus is dotted with reminders of our rich military tradition, from the bronze soldier statue on the administration lawn to War Memorial Gym. Our alumni roster is filled with military heroes as well. Ross Erastus Rowell served as the Marine Corps Director of Aviation from 1935 to 1939. He was one of 3 senior officers of Marine Corps Aviation during World War II, helping the U.S. and our allies prevail, and Navy Vice Admiral Robert Lee Gormley led sailors in both World Wars. In this century, U of I graduate General James Amos from Wendell, Idaho, served in the Marine Corps for 42 years, rising to the top rank of Commandant. Amos focused on working with other military branches and international allies, and he helped modernize the Marine Corps to meet evolving global threats. Lieutenant General Eric Peterson, who we will honor later in our ceremony, was commissioned from our own Chrisman ROTC battalion. He rose through the Army ranks to become Director of Force Development for the U.S. Army, and then served as Deputy Chief of Staff for the G8 in the Pentagon. The U.S. Navy veteran Jim McClure from Payette earned his law degree at the U of I before serving 3 terms representing Idaho in the U.S. Senate. McClure's legacy lives on at the U of I through the McClure Center for Public Policy Research, along with his family's generous support of the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival. University of Idaho alum Frank Schrantz from Boise worked for nearly 30 years at Boeing before taking the reins of the company and leading it to new heights. As CEO, he was known for his humility and his calm demeanor, as well as his innovation. Schranz led Boeing through a growth market, a recession, and then a restructuring that led to the creation of the 777, one of the most successful commercial planes ever put into service. In a few moments, we'll hear from U of I alumna Lisa Groh. She was one of the first female engineers at Idaho Power and is now the president and CEO. She oversees more than 2,000 employees at one of the state's largest and most important organizations. And if you're from the Treasure Valley, you likely know the name Kristen Armstrong. She earned her bachelor's degree in exercise physiology at the U of I before becoming the most decorated U.S. women's cyclist in history. Armstrong won 3 straight Olympic gold medals and 2 world championships. We were proud to name the bike path through campus in Armstrong's honor. Sharon Allen grew up in tiny Kimberly with a plan to be a teacher. But her roommate at the University of Idaho convinced her to take an accounting class, which sparked a passion that led to a prolific career. In 2003, Allen became the first woman to serve as chairman at Deloitte, the largest professional service network in the world. She now serves on the board of directors for several prominent organizations, including the Bank of America, the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, and the National Board of the YMCA. Sharon and her husband, Rich Allen, are amazing supporters of the Vandal family. John Wellner earned his bachelor's degree in mathematics at the U of I and built a remarkable academic career serving as faculty member at the University of Washington for 37 years. He served as co-editor of the Annals of Statistics and president of the Institute of Mathematical Statistics. John and his wife, Vera, established the John A. Wellner Lecture Series at the U of I, which brings distinguished scholars to campus to share advances in mathematics and statistics. Vandal alum Thomas Mueller, who grew up in St. Mary's, Idaho, is on the cutting edge of space exploration. He was the second employee at SpaceX and designed the Merlin engine that powers the Falcon rocket. Mueller continues to innovate and explore new frontiers in space transportation with his company, Impulse Space. They are quickly becoming one of the space transportation leaders, and they have plans to soon ferry payloads to Mars. We're honored to have John, Rich, and Tom as part of our platform party today. They were inducted into the U of I Alumni Hall of Fame this week. Congratulations. I have no doubt there are many Vandals wearing regalia here today who will be remembered as leaders, innovators, champions, and maybe even University of Idaho Hall of Fame recipients. As graduates, I encourage you to continue to be curious, continue to learn, and continue to collaborate in ways that uplift others. As you blaze new trails, lean on the Vandal Network to help you chart your path. You may face setbacks, but the grit and determination that led you to this stage have also prepared you for the challenges ahead. Congratulations, and go Vandals! Now, as I look out over all these graduates, I know that none of you accomplished this goal on your own. You are supported by friends and family, people you care about, and people who care deeply for you. Graduates, take a moment to stand and express your appreciation to those in the audience who supported you on this long journey. Please rise. You may be seated. It's my favorite part, by the way. It's a privilege to have one of our University of Idaho regents here today to help us celebrate our graduates. Sean Kehoe is a member of the State Board of Education and a University of Idaho regent. She is the former executive director of the Associated Logging Contractors, an organization of Idaho-based independent logging and wood hauling contractors. She served as an Idaho State Senator for 22 years before retiring in 2018. Regent Keough, will you please bring greetings to our graduates?
Good afternoon. Idaho State Board of Education is the governing body for all public K-12 and higher education institutions in the state of Idaho. On behalf of the members of the Idaho State Board of Education, I bring greetings to graduates, your families, and your friends. We are proud of your achievements. You have worked hard, and today you graduate from Idaho's land-grant institution. As our country celebrates the 250th anniversary of our founding, and as you take the next steps along your path, please help to move our country forward into the next chapter of our history. Please be involved in your community and in your state, local, and national governments, and help keep our republic strong by your involvement and by exercising your right to vote in our elections. I and my fellow state board members wish you the very best for your future. Congratulations, and go Vandals.
Thank you, Regent Keough, for being with us here today and for your service to our university. It is an honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, Lisa Grow. As I said earlier, Lisa serves as president and CEO of IDACORP and Idaho Power, a role she has held since 2020. Her 38-year career with Idaho Power began in 1987, shortly after she graduated from the University of Idaho with a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. Throughout her career, Lisa has taken on diverse challenges and roles that increased her knowledge and expertise in the utility industry. She received a Master's of Business Administration degree from Boise State University in 2008, and Lisa serves as chair of the St. Luke's Health System Board of Directors. She was recently appointed to the Board of Directors for the American Water Works Company. She's a member of the International Women's Forum and an honorary commander for the Idaho Air National Guard's 124th Fighter Wing. Lisa is a strong advocate for STEM education and building Idaho Power's future workforce, and we're grateful to have her here with us today. Please join me in welcoming our 2026 commencement speaker, Lisa Grow.
President Green, distinguished faculty, proud families, friends, and of course, most importantly, class of 2026, congratulations. It is such an honor for me to be back on this campus in this place that shaped me in ways I understood only years later. I've returned to campus over the years, but standing here today feels different because suddenly I'm remembering what it was like to sit where you are sitting now. I remember the anticipation, I remember the pride, and I remember wondering quietly, okay, what happens next? Spoiler alert, no one really ever knows. But that's where the magic is. So after today, you may not remember who spoke at your graduation, but I hope you remember what I share with you. I've been thinking a lot about what the younger me really needed to hear in this moment of transition. Admittedly, that version of me was incredibly hungover, and so for those of you that are struggling, I feel you. Drink lots of water and try to stay with me. For those of you closer to my age, and maybe, hopefully you're not as hungover, you have the lived experience to understand what I'm about to share. For those of you just starting out, consider this a postcard from the future, and know that this will matter to you someday. So when I arrived at the University of Idaho, I was motivated, optimistic, and like many of you, a little unsure of which path I'd take. I didn't walk onto this campus thinking, I'm gonna be the CEO of a major Idaho utility. In fact, if someone would have said that to me, I probably would have said, absolutely not. But what I did know was this: I loved problem solving, I cared about my community, and I believe deeply in people, in showing up for each other and making a difference. The University of Idaho gave me the space and the push to figure out what all that meant. In my time here, I learned that this university doesn't just teach knowledge, it teaches resilience, curiosity, and a kind of grounded confidence that I have carried throughout my life. Now, my journey as a college student was a complicated but formative one. I was in a terrible car wreck between my sophomore and junior year. I spent over 3 weeks in the hospital and came back to school about a month after I was released. I was still healing from some very serious injuries, but I didn't want to stall my life by taking time off. In retrospect, that wasn't the greatest idea because I had double E310 waiting for me that semester, and I had never flunked even a test, and I flunked the entire class. So I had to really dig deep to figure out what I wanted. I decided I was going to go ahead and get my electrical engineering degree, but at that point, I didn't care if I ever worked as an engineer. I just wanted to finish what I started and wanted to prove to myself that I could. So I retook that course in summer school. I still have transistor theory nightmares. For you engineers out there, it's real. And I got ready for my senior year. As fate would have it, Idaho Power brought a senior design project to the school. And I signed up because it was a real-world project and it was a team-based project. And I thought that just sounded a lot better than sitting in a lab by myself one more semester. Our team was charged with designing a flow monitoring system for one of our fish hatcheries. And after I graduated, they invited me to be an intern to help install that system. Now, I never intended to work for Idaho Power at all, let alone for my entire career. You see, my grandfather was a lineman at Idaho Power. He died when I was in the 2nd grade. And it didn't really seem like a place for me. In fact, I once said I would never work there because it was nothing but old men and dusty equipment. And that was true for me when I was 7. I was not a power engineer, and really my studies was small signal engineering. By graduation, it was the 80s, the late 80s, and I thought I'd go to Silicon Valley where exciting things were happening. But I accepted that Idaho Power internship because I once again wanted to finish what I started. And I didn't really have a plan for how or when I was going to get to California. And as the universe tends to do, when you say, I will never, I was quickly proven wrong. I started working at Idaho Power, and I fell in love with the mission, the people, the amazing things we get to do, and the communities where we serve. After my internship, a job opened in communication engineering. I applied, I was offered the job, in spite of my less than stellar GPA. It was one of the best decisions I have ever made, and it would have never happened without the University of Idaho. So that was my professional origin story, and with nearly 40 years between then and now, you might think I stepped into the role of CEO with perfect clarity, that I came prepared with certainty and confidence and answers. Well, I didn't. Because nobody really teaches you the job description of a CEO. I think you're expected to know everything, be responsible for everything, and somehow make it all look effortless. I also think you're supposed to be a really good golfer, and I am not. I became CEO in June of 2020, which, as you likely remember, was the start of the pandemic. There may never have been a stranger time to take the helm. I had no frame of reference, and neither did anyone else. We had to move incredibly fast to keep our people safe and to keep the lights on, because people's lives truly depended on it. I still remember the early calls with other utility CEOs across the country, and they were reporting on their employee deaths. And I kept wondering, how will Idaho Power protect our people and still do the work? Opinions were divided, guidance was unclear, and internally, my team was looking to me for answers that I didn't have yet. Any playbook that I thought might help just didn't apply. So I took a deep breath. I leaned hard on an incredibly smart team. We moved fast. We tried things. We failed. We adjusted and we went again. It was messy and scary, and I probably made everybody mad at least once. But we succeeded in keeping people safe and the lights on. It was one hell of an onboarding. I aged in dog years, but I also earned a PhD level education in resilience and courage. I don't take credit for how we navigated it, but if being a CEO is about helping people be their best in impossible circumstances, well, that's when I finally understood my job. Which is a long way of saying, your future will not wait until you feel ready. Step into it anyway. The next chapter of your life will include uncertainty, failure, and moments when the path feels completely unclear. I was reminded of this recently while on a ski trip. Looking down from the top of a particular run, all I could see were trees packed so tightly together that there was just no clear path down, no identifiable way. I froze, unsure of how to start. Then one of our ski guides said, "Lisa, ski to the white and you'll find your line." So I just started moving, just aiming for that next patch of white snow. Then again and again, and before I knew it, I was at the bottom of what turned out to be one of the best runs of my life. And I realized I hadn't seen a single tree on the way down. It was just my path was revealing itself one turn at a time. You won't always see the full picture before you start. What matters is taking the next step, adjusting as you go, and trusting that clarity comes through motion. It's not a sign that something's gone wrong. It's a sign that you're doing it right. The job you think you might want today may not be the job you want in 5 years. The plans you create might unravel in the best possible way. You may discover passions, strengths, and callings that you cannot yet imagine. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It's the raw material of possibility. Lean into it, learn from it, let it shape who you become. Now, based on what I learned as a student at the U of I and along my journey as CEO, I'd like to invite each of you to consider 3 things for your life ahead. Invitation 1, be courageous enough to be curious. You are entering a world that is changing fast, sometimes faster than any of us can predict. Curiosity is not a luxury. It is your competitive advantage. Ask questions, even the obvious ones, especially the obvious ones. Curiosity is how we innovate. It's how we test assumptions and uncover exciting possibilities. Be willing to be wrong, and please, be willing to change your mind. Needing to be right is often the single biggest obstacle to new discoveries. The best decisions are made by people who are courageous enough to be curious. And that's how we build solutions that last. Invitation 2, use your talent in service of something bigger. Whatever field you're entering, engineering, agriculture, business, health, education, art, ask yourself, what can I do to make someone else's life better? Be intentional about how you share your talents with the world. At Idaho Power, I've seen firsthand what it means to serve communities, to keep the lights on during storms, to plan for our energy future, to take care of the place we call home. You will find your own version of service, and when you do, follow it. It will give your work the meaning that no resume ever could. Invitation 3, build your life around people, not achievements. Titles come and go, promotions come and go, careers evolve in ways that will surprise you, but people, the right people, will shape your life. Find mentors who tell you the truth. Find colleagues who challenge you respectfully. Find friends who make you laugh when you need it most. Sometimes, if you're as lucky as me, the people you work with may be all three. And when you find those people, invest in them. And of course, along the way, I hope you will find a partner who will grow with you. Make a few new humans if you choose to. They will keep you humble. Achievement is satisfying. Community is sustaining. And as we all know, love conquers all. As a graduating class, you are going into a world facing big questions and big opportunities. AI, technology, global connection, community resilience, innovation, it's all moving, shifting, expanding. You are going to be the ones who solve the problems we haven't yet figured out. You are going to redefine what leadership looks like. You are going to influence your companies, your communities, your state, the world in ways that matter. And yes, you will fail along the way. But I hope you fail boldly, because bold failures mean bold attempts. And you, my dear Vandals, are brave and bold. Before I close, there's one more truth I've learned, and I learned it later than I wish I had. Don't postpone joy. I don't have to tell you that the world can feel chaotic. We're living through hard things. Global uncertainty, conflicts we watch in real time, communities facing disasters, families carrying quiet burdens. It's a lot. And it can make joy feel like something we should just postpone until things calm down. But joy isn't something you wait for. It's something you choose, especially when life feels so complicated. Choosing joy doesn't ignore the hard things. It sustains you through them. So celebrate the small wins just as much as the big ones. Enjoy the people around you. Take the vacation. Laugh loudly. Eat dessert. Joy keeps you grounded. Joy keeps you human. And joy will carry you through the challenges better than the pursuit of perfection ever could. My final wish for you, class of 2026, may you be brave in the face of uncertainty. May you choose curiosity over comfort. May you build lives rich with connection. And may you always remember, never postpone joy, especially when the world feels heavy. And may you step into your future with the confidence that you are ready, even when it doesn't feel like it. Because I promise you this, you are more capable than you think. You are more prepared than you realize, and the world needs exactly what you have to offer. Congratulations, class of 2026. I cannot wait to see what you build, and I am cheering for you, all of you. Go Vandals. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate your inspiring words and valuable wisdom. Now I'd like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel Jason Ackerman, Professor of Military Science, to recognize our graduates who've been commissioned in the United States Armed Forces.
The University of Idaho has a long history of developing the future officer leadership of the United States Armed Forces, the Army, the Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Space Force. This graduating class is no exception. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jason Ackerman, and I'm honored to speak to you today. Please direct your attention to the uniformed graduates standing before us. Later in today's ceremony, each of these graduates will walk with their respective colleges to receive their diplomas. However, prior to that, we would like to recognize them for having completed a rigorous leadership development program in conjunction with the pursuit of a degree. Each of the students were commissioned as officers yesterday and swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. against all enemies, foreign or domestic, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, to take the obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and to well and faithfully discharge those duties of the office upon which they are entering. Please join me in recognizing these great Americans for their accomplishment and their sworn commitment to lead and serve our soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, and guardians.
Thank you for your service to our country. We're grateful for our ROTC and the amazing work of our students in those programs. Please be seated. It's a privilege and a joy to work with all of our student leaders. They're committed to our community and make a difference on our campuses. I would like to invite Shea Arrogandade, our outgoing ASUI president, to address our graduating students. Shea?
Good afternoon, families, faculty, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026. My name is Shea Arrogandade, the outgoing ASUI president, and I am deeply honored to stand before you today. About 20 years ago, my dad began a journey that would change our family's life forever. He left behind his home in Nigeria, the people and community he had always known, a stable career in finance and banking, and the new family he had just begun, all to come here to the University of Idaho, in a town he had never heard of before, to pursue a master's degree in agricultural engineering. Not long after, my mom followed him here with me in tow. She too had a background in finance and banking, but she was preparing to begin an entirely new path in nursing. And standing here today, I can say with complete certainty that this university changed the trajectory of my family's life forever. This university gave us roots. It gave me memories and mentors and friendships and opportunities I never could have imagined. It gave me the space to discover who I was and who I wanted to become. It gave me the opportunity to leave my mark, to take a chance on myself, and to have the audacity to believe that I could be one of the first. And I know I'm not alone in that feeling, because every graduate sitting here today has their own version of that story. Some of us here are first-generation college students. Some of us worked 2 jobs while trying to survive organic chemistry. Some of us changed our majors 3 times before finally finding our path. Some of us came from towns even smaller than this one, while others came from thousands of miles away. Some of us arrived confident, others terrified. But regardless of how we got here, we all share one thing in common. We made it, and that's what matters, especially because it wasn't easy. We are graduating into a world that can feel uncertain and divided and overwhelming. It's not lost on me that we're stepping into a moment where our education might be questioned, where empathy can feel increasingly rare, where people our age are often told what we lack more than what we contribute. But I hope we remember this. The same university that gave us the audacity to believe in ourselves also gave us the responsibility to believe in something bigger, to be bold enough to lead where leadership is difficult, to care deeply in a world that often rewards indifference, to choose hope and compassion when cynicism feels easier, and to continue taking chances on ourselves, even when the world tells us not to. Because audacity is powerful. It is audacious to believe you deserve a seat at the table when nobody there looks like you. It is audacious to apply for the opportunity you're not sure you're qualified for. It is audacious to create, to lead, to speak up, to fail publicly, and to try again anyway. And yes, It is audacious to believe that a group of graduates from a small town in Idaho can go out and change the world for the better. But I believe this wholeheartedly. I believe the future is shaped by people who are willing to care enough to build something better. And if there's one thing the class of 2026 has proven, it's that we know how to build. We've built friendships that have become family, communities across differences. We've built lives for ourselves here. And now wherever life takes us, whether that's graduate schools or careers or just simply taking a moment to breathe, we carry this place with us. The University of Idaho will always be a part of our story. Years from now, we may forget the exact grades we earned on assignments or the things that kept us awake till 2 a.m., but we will remember the feeling of this moment. We will remember the people beside us, the late nights and early mornings, the moments where we doubted ourselves, and the moments where we surprised ourselves all the same. We will remember becoming who we are. So today, celebrate loudly. Celebrate the family members who sacrificed for you. Celebrate the professors and mentors who believed in you. Celebrate the friends who carried you through, and most importantly, celebrate yourselves. Because it took courage to get here, and I cannot wait to see what happens when we leave this university with the same audacity that brought us here in the first place. Congratulations, class of 2026, and as always, go Vandals.
Thank you, Shay. We appreciate your excellent leadership of ASUI. We now have the honor of recognizing a member of our Vandal family with the President's Medallion. This award is presented to an individual who has made significant contributions to the economic, cultural, economic, scientific, and/or social advancement of Idaho and its people, as well as provided exceptional service to the state or nation that has influenced the well-being of humankind. I now invite Tim Murphy, Chair of Faculty Senate, to introduce our President's Medallion recipient, General Eric Peterson.
Eric Peterson retired from the U.S. Army in 2024 as a lieutenant general after 38 years of leading complex organizations and elite military formations in demanding operations and missions. His final assignment was as the Army Deputy Chief of Staff for Plans and Programs, G8, responsible for the Army's $900+ billion five-year resourcing strategy, material modernization, material requirements process, and campaign analysis. He has been inducted into the University of Idaho Alumni Hall of Fame and the Army ROTC Hall of Fame. He was also awarded an honorary PhD from the University of Idaho, an honorary master's degree from the Army War College, and was the U.S. Committee of the Blue Shield's first recipient of the Award for Meritorious Military Service in Protection of Cultural Property. Eric earned bachelor's degrees in geography and cartography from the University of Idaho's College of Mines and Earth Resources. He went on to earn master's degrees in business administration and national security strategy. He also earned executive leadership certificates in mastering negotiation from Harvard's Kennedy School of Government and strategic leadership from the University of North Carolina's Keenan Flagler Business School. Eric currently leads Beehive Partners, LLC, providing strategic leadership and consulting services, and serves as corporate director and chair. He also serves on the University of Idaho's Board for Military and Veterans Affairs. His wife, Jen Santos, is Boeing Phantom Works Vice President for Technology Base. Together, they have 4 thriving adult children. The University of Idaho is proud to award the President's Medallion to General Eric Peterson. Our second President's Medallion recipient is Dr. Edmund O. Schweitzer III. Although Dr. Schweitzer was unable to be with us today, we look forward to honoring him in a future ceremony.
You can read more about our distinguished honorees in your commencement program. Provost and Executive Vice President Tori Lawrence will now recognize our graduates who have earned honors cord.
Thank you, President Green. The University of Idaho is committed to the pursuit of excellence. Today we recognize the students who are graduating with special honors. Will the students please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing? And audience, please hold your applause until all honorees are standing. Cum laude, with distinction, signified by a bronze honor cord, these students are the top 10% of their college class. Will you please stand? Magna cum laude, with great distinction, signified by a silver honor cord, these students are the top 6% of their college class. Will you please stand? Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, signified by a gold honor cord, these students are the top 3% of their college class. Will you please stand? Next, we invite members of our honors program to stand and be recognized. We also recognize members of other honor societies, honor organizations, our officer education program candidates, veterans, and all others with honor cords. Will you please stand? You have brought distinction to yourselves and to our university through your high achievements as students and scholars. We honor your hard work and commitment to learning. We look to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourselves and your peers. Congratulations. You may be seated. And now it brings us here today. We will begin the granting of degrees to all candidates who have met the requirements for the associate, baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral degrees. The requirements are set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho and have been completed through formal study. Degrees will be conferred on all candidates present today, as well as upon those who have been duly excused. Will the candidates for the associate and baccalaureate degrees please stand? Yes, that's bachelor's degrees. Always learning here at the University of Idaho. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded undergraduate degrees.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the undergraduate degree so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for master's degrees please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive the master's degree so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the master's degree so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive a doctoral degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree so earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You may be seated. Finally, the University of Idaho awards posthumous degrees to students who completed sufficient coursework prior to their untimely death. This is a moment for us to acknowledge the contributions of each student and celebrate their academic accomplishments with their families. This afternoon, we will award one posthumous degree. President Green, Joseph Bonnell Hall has been recommended by the faculty of the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences to receive a posthumous master's degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon Joseph Bonnell Hall the posthumous Master's of Science degree earned, in testimony whereof his family will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho.
We will now begin awarding the doctoral degrees. They will be followed by the master's and undergraduate degrees. Students receiving a doctorate are given a doctoral hood and will be hooded by their major professor. After receiving your degree, we ask that all candidates please stay for the remainder of the ceremony out of respect for the other graduates and their families. Marshals, will you please escort our graduates to the stage?
Students graduating with a doctoral degree in the College of Graduate Studies will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Jennifer Lee Wilcox, Biology, is being hooded by the Major Professor Craig R. Miller. The dissertation title is In Vivo Conditions Impacting the Efficiency of Bacteriophages. Amani Ahmad Ali Alamari, Electrical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Brian K. Johnson. Dissertation title is Enhancing Conventional Directional Protection Through Stationary Wavelet Transform in Synchronous Generator Inverter-Based Resource Integrated Networks. Ashia Akhtar, Plant Science, is being hooded by Major Professor Zachary Collar. Dissertation title is From Canopy to Rhizosphere, How Diversified Cereal Legume Cropping and Irrigation Shape Plant and Soil Dynamics. Courage Alorbu, Natural Resources, is being hooded by Major Professor Armando Gabriel McDonald. The dissertation title is Sustainable Wood Protection and Adhesive Properties of Nanometal Oxide Complexes with Different Essential Oils. Harrison Appia, Environmental Science, is being hooded by Major Professor Armando Gabriel McDonald. Dissertation title is Material Recovery and Valorization Pathways for Heterogeneous Municipal Solid Waste Streams. Khalid Ahmed Al-Makdi, Computer Science, is being hooded by Major Professor Terence Soule. Dissertation title is Adaptive Trust-Based Security Model for Intrusion Detection Using Deep Learning Technique in the Cloud System. Ayman Abdullah S. Al-Manjanouni, Computer Science, is being hooded by Major Professor James Alves-Foss. Dissertation title is Evaluating Static Analysis Tools to Enhance Developers' Awareness for SQL Injection, Cross-Site Scripting, and Buffer Overflow in Web API's Security Vulnerabilities. Abbas Asholali is being hooded by Dr. Jia Sung. Dissertation title is Evaluating Unsafe Rust, a systematic analysis and safer alternative to unsafe functions in the past standard library. Suleiman Abdullah Balagun, Physics, is being hooded by Major Professor Andreas Vasadekis. The dissertation title is Ultra-Low Light Bioimaging. Alexander Sinez Blanco, Geography, is being hooded by Major Professor Alistair Smith. Dissertation title is Pyroecophysiology of Conifer Saplings, Enhancing Understanding of How Conifer Saplings Respond Through Fire Tolerance, Physiological Mechanisms, and Predictive Modeling. Robert Hugh Ross Carney, Mechanical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Michael Mon. Dissertation title is 3D Printing Wood Thermoset Composites, Inline Mixing, Time Gap Effects, and Fastener Performance. Ariana Lorraine Serrata, Natural Resources, is being hooded by Major Professor David Osband. Dissertation title is From Genes to Behavior, Using Genetic and Genomic Techniques to Inform Management and Study Adaptation in a Cooperatively Breeding Carnivore. Weilin Chen, Computer Science, is being hooded by Major Professor Xiaogang Ma. Dissertation title is LLM-Assisted Neurosymbolic AI Models for Advanced Mineral Exploration. Madison Kimberly Doherty, Environmental Science. Major Professor Jacobus Voss, but being hooded by Chris Zajakowski. Dissertation title is Pragmatism, Stewardship, and Self-Sufficiency, Redefining Sustainability at a Land-Grant University. Leah Tess Driesman, Natural Resources, being hooded by Major Professor Jason William Carl. The dissertation title is Sources of Error in Natural Resource Monitoring Programs. Jacob Samuel Friedberg, Computer Science, being hooded by Major Professor John Carroll Shovik. Dissertation title is A Practical Approach to Quorum-Based GAs for Manufacturing Data Analysis in Printed Circuit Board Manufacturing. Yufei Guo, Animal Physiology. It's being hooded by Major Professor Philip D. Bass. Dissertation title is Alternative Fabrication and Analytical Strategies for Beef Quality Evaluation. Philip Andrew Hagan, Electrical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Tingyan Shi. Dissertation title is Machine Learning, Assisted Design and Control of Reconfigurable RF Impedance Matching Circuits and Components. Douglas Dale Hardman, Geography, is being hooded by Major Professor Alistair Smith. Dissertation title is Improving Understanding of Dynamic Forest Ecosystems. Hunter Daniel Hawkins, Computer Science, being hooded by Major Professor John Carroll Shovik. Dissertation title is Integrated Machine Learning, Deep Learning, and Hybrid Models for Real-Time Event Preemption in Continuous Manufacturing Processes. Sharjeel Mansur Jokyo, Biological Engineering, being hooded by Major Professor Ching An Peng. Dissertation title is Efficient Isolation and Characterization of Extracellular Vesicles for Myrosinase-Activated Glucoraphanin Prodrug Cancer Therapy. Japneet Kaur Kukul, Natural Resources, being hooded by Major Professor Armando Gabriel McDonald. Dissertation title is Evaluation of Phenolic-Based Thermoset Resins for Use in Extrudable Wood Composites. Hansel Lee, Plant Science, being hooded by committee member Julia Piakowski. Dissertation title is Tug of War, How Species Interactions Shape Yield Stability and Drought Resilience in Cereal Legume Intercropping. Chen Hao Li, Computer Science, being hooded by Professor Xiaogang Ma. Dissertation title, A Trust-Aware Recommender System for Open Data Integrating NLP and LLM-Powered Social Trust. Fatima Islam Meme, Computer Science, being hooded by Major Professor James Alves Foss. Dissertation title, Risk Vary, a formally verified Risk-V model in ACL2. Chandra Montgomery, Plant Science, being hooded by Major Professor Dr. Albert Adesiwar. Basic Biology and Ecology for Weed Management in Small Grain Production Systems. Michael Morales, Microbiology, is being hooded by Major Professor Diana M. Mitchell. Dissertation title is The Phagocytic Dynamics and Redox Biology of Retinoglia in Development and Regeneration. Yusuf Abodun Oduntan, Mechanical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Daniel Robertson. Dissertation title is Multi-Scale Biomechanical Analysis of Stalk Lodging Resistance in Cereal Crops. Michael Obina Okeke, Chemistry, being hooded by Major Professor E. Francis Cheng. Dissertation title is Utilization of Guitar Toward Rapid DNA Detection through On-Electrode Polymerase Chain Reaction. Skylar Owen Oneida, Chemistry, being headed by Major Professor Christopher V. Waynett. His dissertation title is Synthesis and Optimization of Peptide-Based Zwitteronic Cross-Linkers for Incorporation and Evaluation in Non-Fouling Polyampholytes. Rodrigo Padilla, Mechanical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Vibhav Durgesh. Dissertation title is A Low-Order Pod FSI Framework for Analyzing Energy Exchange in Flapping Flag Fluid Structure Interactions. Nail Mohammed Harb Radwan, Computer Science, being headed by Major Professor Frederick Shelton. Dissertation title is Adaptive Flow Control Mechanisms for Back Pressure Management in Authenticated and Wildcard-Intensive MQTT-Based IoT Systems. Adrienne E. Shea, Chemical Engineering, is being hooded by Major Professor Matthew Bernards. The dissertation title is Advanced Polyampholite Hydrogels for the Prevention of Bacterial Adhesion. Paul Stephen Smith, Animal Physiology, is being hooded by Major Professor Muriel Shaheen. A dairy perspective on beef times dairy, on-farm management decisions, post-calving dam performance, and early life management of beef and dairy calves. Jason Alexander Stadache, Computer Science, being hooded by Major Professor Terrence Soule. Dissertation title is Which Truth to Tell? Misdirection, Belief Opacity, and Adversarial Manipulation of Profiled LLM Agents. Caitlin Marie Tabaracci, Mechanical Engineering. It's being hooded by Major Professor Daniel Robertson. Title is Multiscale Biomechanical Phenotyping and Data Imputation Strategies for Assessing Stock Lodging Resistance in Maize. Nagendra Gautam Tanikela, Mechanical Engineering, being hooded by Major Professor Michael Mon. The dissertation title is Hemp Reinforcement for Improved Strength of Wood Sodium Silicate Composites for Additive Manufacturing. Jovali Tonko, Natural Resources, being hooded by Major Professor Armando Gabriel McDonald. Dissertation title is Thermal Property and Durability Enhancement of Lignocellulosic Materials through Bio-Inspired Processes. Sadiq Babatunde Yusuf, Natural Resources, being hooded by Armando Gabriel McDonald. Dissertation title is Valorization of Natural Fibers in Extrudable Composites. Damo Wang, Electrical Engineering, being hooded by Tingyan Shi. Dissertation title is Soft Robotic Enabled Electrical Component and Antenna Design for RF High Power Applications. Frank Bruno Wroblewski, Geology, being headed by Major Professor Erica Ryder. Dissertation title is On the Crystallinity of Basalt from In Situ to Space. Jiayu Yang, Mathematics, being hooded by Major Professor Hong Wang. Dissertation is on embedding, packing, and special structures in graphs. Jinmin Zhang, Physics, being hooded by Major Professor Andreas Vastakis. Dissertation title is Interferometric and Light Sheet Microscopy Adapted for High-Resolution Bioimaging in Tissue.
Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Graduate Studies will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry and Provost Tori Lawrence. Kincaid Ambrose Pollock.
Michaela Joan Jerde.
Jacob Wesley Millison.
Sarah Jean Jessamine. Michael Robert Kulis.
Amy Lee Huck.
Taylor Lance.
Trenton Parker Moorhead.
Emmy Iva Losasso.
Madeline Nigel.
Megan Marie Matchett.
Joey Nelson.
Nevaeh Anise Henley.
Brenna Danae Peaver.
Zachary Lauren McKenna.
Alexi Ann Peterson.
Brittany Tiara McNeil.
Tom Edward Morosco Popersky.
Diana Medellin.
Matthew Francis Rigler.
Mehdi Hassan Abir.
Syed Nazmus Sakib.
James Patrick Pope Adams.
Nicolette Alicia Salas.
Qasim Mohammed Al-Harbi.
Delaney Victoria Sarantopoulos.
Raksha Aryal.
Liam Ryan.
Ruth Chinazor Azike.
Mary Kirstina Pasco.
Cassiana Nicole Azzolini.
Rathiatu Salia.
Levi Arlington Bailey.
Faith Elizabeth Trussell.
Amanda Balo.
Gracie Lynn Strubar.
Emily Rose Rogers.
Jessica Lynn Hall.
Atesha Meg Banky.
Jesse Ray Stinton.
Feruza Alagulieva.
Julie Jarek.
Ashley E. Bachman.
Cody Taylor Reese.
Gifty Kwachiwa Bempong.
Joseph Quanzette Sombrano.
Sabine Butaray.
Madeline Marie Scrupps.
Christian Silva.
Zarina Sharakmitova.
Daniel Lee Blanchett. Lydia Marie Morris.
Zoe Abigail Spenbauer.
Brent Leroy Knapp.
Rachel Claire Steyer.
Kevin Natmin Bui.
Sky Swoboda Kohlberg.
Shawnee Ray Bunyard.
Ellie Tesnalitic.
Regan Alexis Campbell.
Lauren Elizabeth Tilley.
Savannah Nunez Carpenter.
David Joseph Trail.
Caden Carter.
Jack Douglas Wagner.
Nathan John Cristofori.
Ika Luisa Havila Willis.
Listol Erfari Darko.
Kevin Robert Wing.
Amaya Marie Dela Cruz.
Hannah Christine Winter.
Connor Denson.
Nicholas Woodman.
Walker David Field.
Ryan Michael Zimmerman.
Cruz Manuel Flores.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Business and Economics will be greeted by Dean Lisa Viktorovich. Catherine Mary Nihanke, summa cum laude.
Zoe Fro.
Megan Michelle Kaiser.
Michaela Green.
Cynthia Guadalupe Acosta.
Ashley Lynn Solt.
Parker James Adams.
Anna Marie Bliss.
Fisher Alt.
Cameron David Pogue.
Stacy Jane Amador.
Hunter Braden Gust.
Gavin Oss.
Madison Belland.
Robin Ariel.
Mariam Golami.
Rojan Busnet.
Wayne Ebenroth.
Jackson Reed Beck.
James Hagman.
Blake Owen Bell.
Holly Adele Hardy.
Blade A. Sudo.
Allison Ann Hargrove.
Carson Brett.
Anna Kate Hyder.
Hunter August Joseph Brown. Tara Bailey Miller, magna cum laude. Abigail Mackenzie Branter.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences will be greeted by Dean Leslie Edgar. Emma Eakins.
Mara Caitlin Bishop.
Giovanni Jabari Contreras.
Maya Lynn Brown.
Avery May Silva.
Genevieve Christine Brumley.
Casey Cornelia Thur.
Caleb Clifford Scott Brundage.
Deborah Valerie Abon Germany.
Anya Bookwich.
Brianna Monique Leon.
Matthew D. Govrio.
Lisbeth Gomez Esquivel.
Lily Ann Byers.
Peyton Connard Albertson.
Sarah Louise Buys.
Jacqueline Marie Albor.
Jennifer Daniela Carlos.
Rayla Atwood.
Rex O'Neill Burgess.
Ryan Barlow.
Sergio Delgado.
Gabrielle Brianis Banez.
Jack Sylvie Murphy.
Cadence James Bass.
Nash Terrell Harding.
Natalie Jane Dodge.
Henry Meadows Lodge.
Grace Anna Marie Berg.
William Richard Carey.
Brogan L. Bates.
Cade Benjamin Guarino.
Abigail Bishop.
Ethan H. Erickson.
Baylor Shad Blewett.
Jack Robert Tallman.
Cora Sky Branham.
Marion Hatim Ibrahim.
Erin Alyssa Chase.
Evan Layton Darling.
Benjamin Lincoln Coons.
Hudson Fortier.
Haven Faith Chase.
Olivia Violate Woodard.
Madeline P. Clifton.
Seth Ryan Carroll, cum laude.
Lillian Page Chrysler.
A.J. Mills.
Sadie Victoria Crumley.
Ava Cash.
Grace Elizabeth Dixon.
Isabella Rose Dixon.
Emily Christine Edwards.
Keenan Caudill.
Karen S. Ellis.
Teague Allen Caro.
Isabella M. Eskin.
Landon J. Coton.
Maria Eduarda Arcangelo Fontes.
Titus Yearout.
JC Lynn Forrell.
Trey Blassingame.
Maya Jewel Gackstetter.
Ava Grace Fries.
Tegan J. Garrett.
Mariska Ellen Fulton.
Xiomara Bernice Gomez Pacheco.
Peyton Christine Watson, summa cum laude.
Zane Gibson.
Brooklyn Ruth Waddle.
Jaden Marie Dorfler.
Delaney Marie Beckman.
Talia Marie Hart.
Catherine Elizabeth Hubbinger.
Benjamin L. Graham.
Avery Elizabeth Blaise.
Catherine Graham Vanderbilt.
Gianna Casella.
Taylor Adele Hayes, summa cum laude.
Elizabeth Marshall.
Rainey Lynn Hazan.
Ellie Thompson.
Ruby Noel Hendershot.
Erin Davis.
Carson Jared Henderson.
Braden Garrison.
Aiden Riley O'Connor.
Nina Victoria Linder.
Mary Catherine Huberry.
Ella Renee Seaman.
Michaela L. Hughes, summa cum laude.
London Ray Folan.
Isabel Compton Higgins.
Maxwell Robert Graham.
Alyssa Maylin Ingham.
Austin John Hobson.
John Wyatt Isaacs.
Isaac O'Neill.
Kyle Charles Jackson.
Miles LaFay.
Alexandria R. Johnson.
Brian Walker Enrico.
Anya Lisette Kesseloff.
Jack Katovich.
Athena Jaroslava Liska.
Blake Anthony Douglas.
Kelly Joe Oler.
Sahadeep KC.
Jessica Ann Millsap.
Shanta Nishii.
Dali K. Angstrom.
Ethan Michael Moore.
Tegan Hope Macy, summa cum laude.
Matthew Logan Stone.
Sky Lewis Reinhardt.
Jordan James Lemon.
Toby Lee Holman.
Braylee Delaney Claire Banger.
Logan Pennington Mann.
Dawson James Seeloff.
Emily Rose Meredith.
Michelle Erin Maestrovich, magna cum laude.
Lucille Victoria Johnson.
Fallon Reed Gibbs.
Aiden Hedinger.
Colin Scott Ferguson.
Jackson James Morley.
Grayson H. Thomas.
Cohen R. Hunter, cum laude.
Faith Elizabeth Rotter.
Tanner Ryan Inman.
Trista Dawn Teeters.
Aiden Ronald Krug.
William John Hanser.
McKay Raymond Larson.
Ifat Taiba.
Tanner Allen Longmire.
Tala Ben Jalal.
Samantha Alexandra McClure.
Isaac Hurtado.
Ethan Shaw McIntosh.
Gabriel Adam Heck.
Austin Taylor Mikowitz.
Cade Hadaway.
Hannah Marie Moose.
Luke M. Botts, cum laude.
Jennifer Caitlin Ranson.
Jacob Andres Garcia.
Kaisa May Marks.
Richard Thomas.
Sydney Rain Murphy.
Abigail Thompson.
Zoe Grace Park.
Micah John Green, magna cum laude.
Anna Marie Price.
Luke Thomas Alexander Adams.
Philip Charles Roberts.
Blake Wayne Hill.
Camille Wood Reeves.
Julia L. Dickinson.
Rebecca Taryn Rand.
Haley Ann Dalgety.
Savannah Phelan Chupello.
Elise R. Hinchliff.
Adriana Crystal Segovia.
Carly Tramberger.
Micah John Stemwell.
Sydney Jean Beck.
Ian Hunter Thor Shagstead.
Sebastian Thomas Smith.
Emily Spellman.
Brendan Cole Barrett.
Mackenzie Page Theodosio.
Ethan S. Carroll.
Alyssa Laree Sterlin.
Joey Christopher Ward.
Riley Sue Tanner.
Simon Loera Gray.
Tatum Anita Tanner, summa cum laude.
Pietro Capecci.
Jacqueline Francis Urschel.
Ryan Timothy Burnside.
Mia Annalise Apps.
Michael William Stortle.
Kaylee May Ellen Brown.
Tomas Viamil Rojas.
Ainsley Ann Goffner.
Joshua Brendan McCurtain.
Vivian Francis Dugan.
Ryder Thomas Bordner, cum laude.
Madison Riley Rudner.
Dalton James Dean.
Riley Rose Zolman.
Joe Philip Andrew Sykes.
Rachel Michelle Becker.
Ethan Anthony Gordon Sanchez, magna cum laude.
Braden Jameson Tharp.
Jackson Arnold Nagus, summa cum laude.
Kaylin Marie Fish.
Jacob Michael Oram.
Abigail Lauren Plaza.
Dory Joy Kittleson.
Maggie Jean Meyer, summa cum laude.
Emily Elizabeth Scrups, cum laude.
Shelby Marie Hobbs.
David Andrew Mead.
Lexi Claire Allers.
Jordan Gillis.
Ella Jean Bureau.
Nicholas Abraham Gray.
Jessica Rodina.
Kaylee Amber Dyer.
Abigail Helen Thomas, summa cum laude.
Sophia Nicole Easton.
Mason Samuel Hall, magna cum laude.
Alexander Michael Garber.
Taylor Nicole Sutton.
Kyle Sean Angbrecht.
Emma R. Tiggart.
Maribel Garcia.
Allison Leanne Walker.
Karina Isabel Villa.
Riley J. Enneking.
Crystal Napolis.
Aaliyah Ray Pineda.
Alma Cristina Cordero Ugarte.
Madeline Jean Walkup.
Taylor McKinnon.
Tara Mehelo Ukukoi Mai Kapu Wright.
Kevin Hernandez Gutierrez.
Mackenzie A. Ryan.
Piyush Kaamati.
Madison Rachel Moy.
Helen Schaefer Schumacher.
Priscilla Brianna Fuentes.
Megan J. Olson, summa cum laude.
Inari Marie Cook.
Ginger J. Kiefer, summa cum laude.
Kenzie Marie Epi, summa cum laude.
Jillian D. Howard.
Caitlin James Kaus.
Boram Jung.
Marcelina Alondra Trejo.
Vivian Marita Gibran.
Katrina Marie Young.
Dane Kallenbaugh.
Isabella Ray Zimmerman.
Lawson David Hardwick.
Della Rose Wheatcroft.
Joey Cameron Hewitt.
Caleb James Fry.
Natalie Ray Kessler.
Macy L. Smith.
Ian Jacob Kolaya.
Lauren Charlotte Riney.
Andrea Lands.
Natalie Jean Martin.
Ashley Elise Leone.
Rachel Irene Cahill.
Matthew Libby.
Georgia Francesca Patina.
Paul David Lindstrom, cum laude.
Madison Elkeson.
Kai Alexander Long.
Stetson Pins.
Wyatt Thomas Shepard.
Riley Marie Hoffman.
Robert Jason Ludwig.
Sophia Marie Holmes.
Casey McCall.
Addison Riley Deaton.
Abel Wesley McIntosh.
Reagan Stansill.
Jonathan Leo Mendoza.
Annika Ray T.
Jerry Morales.
John Russell Orr.
Cade Ryan Morgan.
Dayton Dallas Dife.
Ethan Davis Sturdivant, cum laude.
William G. Hahn.
Labies Gauchen.
Garrett Philip Jensen.
Caden Craig Anderson.
Clay Alexander Mornarich.
Colin Andrew Dugan.
Jacob Walker Helmke.
Andrew Cole Hanoski, cum laude.
Max Wolf.
Chase M. Homan.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Natural Resources will be greeted by Dean Dennis Becker.
Maxwell John Nemi.
Abigail Marie Evans.
Preston Z. Field.
Benjamin Paul Alabiso.
Chloe R. Erickson.
Austin Dannon Agidius.
Ralph Griffin Smith.
Nicholas John Adalpe.
Caden Daniel Smith. Fatima Amada Navarro.
Nicholas John Adalpe. Oh, he already went? Oh, sorry.
Adam T. Paulson.
Edison Enzo Curtis.
Ryan Michael Kelly.
Austin James Edwards.
Samuel Scott Pape.
Caden Timothy Kelly.
Zachary William Stefanich.
Luca Anthony Atencio.
Michael Leggett.
Gabriel K. Beckman.
Tyler D. Crawford.
Brady Jean Cox.
Micah Joseph Harder.
Gage D. Bloomer.
Dallin Alexander Pond.
Katarina Pearl Breed.
Melanie Pilati.
Isaac Allen Bestabrewer, cum laude.
Alexia Lauren Points.
Heather Janae Shields.
Elizar Puente Perez.
Miles J.R. Butler, summa cum laude.
Mohammed Ansel Haq Khan Ryan.
Blake Alexander Christ.
Anthony Giovanni Reyes.
Trevor Aaron Christensen.
Sierra Kendra Salvadori.
Aaron Diana Dazenbrock Pierce.
Anya R. Rice.
Loudon Davy.
Gwendolyn Rehorn.
Samuel Dean Ernest.
Isaac Jerome Sexton.
Haley Eileen Ellerbrook.
Edward David Sims Johnson.
Catherine Grace Elmore.
Udit Sapini.
Shyla Jade Fukori.
Iden Jeffrey Smith, magna cum laude.
Vincent J. Fioriello.
McKenna Isabel Laura Elizabeth Savula, summa cum laude.
Harold Deserly Garcia.
Riley Smith.
Jose Luis Flores.
Summer Elizabeth Smith.
Shannon Mullenix, summa cum laude.
Tanner Lee Stenkamp.
Abby Connell.
Andrew Marshall Thomas.
John Joseph Frady.
Benjamin Moses Walker.
Dylan Tyler Hampton, summa cum laude.
Sequoia Sky Webb.
Taryn Nicole Hansen.
Garrett Andrew Wing.
Cameron A. Harrelson.
Connor Jacob Zeff, cum laude.
Ryan Michelle Harrington.
Karina Lee Zimmer.
Abby Dawn Johnson, cum laude. Logan Thomas Jones.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Engineering will be greeted by Dean Susanna Long. Robert Juan Provost, summa cum laude.
Aiden Joseph Kiefer.
Julia Violet Abdelmanem.
James Douglas Laker.
Scott Isaac Anderson.
Steve Lemeshko.
Chetana Emadike.
Brody Neil Lewis.
Andrew Ismail Arojo.
Josie Aiden McConnell, cum laude.
Casey J. Aritola.
Shane Anthony Massender.
Dylan John Atterbury.
Camden Martin Mykrantz.
Madison Augenbaugh.
Joseph George Trussell.
Caesar J. Allen.
Maxwell Colin Wooster.
Justin Thomas Baldwin.
Connor B. Bryant, summa cum laude.
Joseph Peter Baruch.
Robert F. Hicks.
Sherwan Basnate.
Eric K. Pointer.
Braden D. Beckseed.
Brittany Martina Nomi.
Shane Kent Bernal, magna cum laude.
Dylan Wayne Owsley.
Colby Robert James Bernhard.
Dakota Joe Parr.
Angelina Maria Bessay.
Alexis Hannah Plum.
Arturo Despond Biegler.
Elizabeth Lee Perkins.
Brendan Craig Binsfield.
Chris MacArthur.
Logan Connor Beam.
Zachary William Parsons.
Hunter Samuel Brazzi.
Quentin Lee Thomas.
Devin Robert Bryce.
Aiden Michael Martin.
Amanda Jane Dottie Board.
Joseph Michael Allen Niemer.
Corbin David Bushnicki.
Joshua Richard Mungo, summa cum laude.
Daniel Wellington Burgess.
Ryan Michael Morrow.
Ethan Scott Bonarty.
Micah Neenstead.
Ethan Michael Olson.
Sage Christopher Oliver.
Wayne Keith Cardwell.
Sierra Jordan Perpich.
John Thomas Chambers.
Bethany Ray Ron.
Tyler Joseph Bush.
Drake Henry Rasgershek.
Nicholas Mickey Potts.
Carissa Nicole Reeder.
Sean D. Elliott.
Natalie May Rice, cum laude.
Sika Chaudhry.
Grace Lively Rubel.
Megna Cheng.
Colton David Rold.
Connor Rowan Brown.
Victor Manuel Riles.
Cody Thomas Conger.
Hayden Rich.
Mason Douglas Clark, cum laude.
Jacob Jeffrey Ruprecht.
Christopher Ryan Clark.
Holly Ann Schwartzman.
Eric J. Cooley, summa cum laude.
Rachel Marie Scott.
Colin Hunter Klang.
Brooke A. Siders.
James Randall Hyungsoon Chu, magna cum laude.
Bella Esperanza Sere.
Brandon Lucas Corey.
Natasha Brooke Tikhonova Strager.
Paul Eric Krish, summa cum laude.
Alyssa Ray Takashita Kaufman.
Samuel Meyer.
Laura Jane Thompson, cum laude.
William Howard Strickland.
Hannah Yang Valentine.
Andrew Fraser Deacon, summa cum laude.
Taggart James Wilcox.
Rachel Jacqueline Dean.
Peyton Crosby Whitney.
Patrick T. Dew, summa cum laude.
Andrew Alexander Wood.
Jefferson David Davis, summa cum laude.
Casey Orion Vasello.
Mahima Dhakal.
Sean Patrick Walsh.
Matthew Thomas Doring.
Theodore Winston White.
Jason Todd Culbertson.
Caden Sitstotes Penny Williamson.
Mark Anthony Lloyd Eldridge.
Madison Ember Bess Walker.
Benjamin Fisher Evans.
Catherine Grace Ziegler.
Elijah David Evans.
Jaya Janice Ann Johnson.
Shane Andrew Gard. Liam Corbett Garner.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Science will be greeted by Associate Dean Grant Harley, Anna Mae Mongan,
Matthew J. Gerke, summa cum laude.
Jesse Joseph Alvsfoss,
Noah Wallace Gerlach.
Keaton John Adams, cum laude,
Brandon Justin God be here.
Noah Michael Arts, summa cum laude,
Reynaldo Gomez Chavez.
Haley Lynn Anderson,
Elliot Fletcher Griggs.
Isabella Maria Atwood,
John William Grundy, summa cum laude.
Lalit Bansal,
John Roger Goofy.
Rowan Jean Basto,
Kimberly Laura Genie.
Samuel Bernard,
Carson Kurt Gustaville.
John Coleman Beeran, summa cum laude,
Michael John Haberman.
Bonnie Catherine Bright,
Luke Richard Halla.
Helena Rose Brinker,
Grace Hamilton, cum laude.
Aubrey Anna Bureau,
Hayden Frederick Hammes Bueller.
David Caro Martinez,
Cooper Briggs Hancock, summa cum laude.
Nathan Crowell,
Taylor Y. Hancock, summa cum laude.
Emily J. Daly,
Taryn McKay Hogg.
Grace Madison Cooper,
Zachary Thomas Haney.
Emily Marie Harper,
Emmett Jeffrey Helms.
Madison Eliak,
Sebastian Herrera Alegre.
Jason Christopher Elmore,
Clay Hamilton Hess.
Kason J. Evans,
Ethan James Hess.
Theodore Thomas Schultz, cum laude,
Michael Christopher Ferris.
Sarah Han Rose Fackrell,
Connor Anthony Puaplo.
Lily Luann Givens.
Maren Elise McDaniel.
Erica A. Gotchnar.
Aaron Siddhartha Guevara.
Sophie Marie Gumukiewicz.
Emily Amara Becker.
Parker Philip Griffin.
Chase Jordan Penton Long.
Joseph Gunn.
Cole J. Long.
Michelle J. Harris.
Gavin Vyad Dash.
Hunter Hayden Johnston.
Colton Roy Hinson.
Noah Lee Woods.
Ainsley Marianne Hipsek.
Peter Frederick Voller.
Tristan Mallory Hoffman.
Naomi Fisher.
Nathan Hong.
Barrett Lance Abendroth.
Haley Restleff.
Ronak Scarlett Rumiani.
Ethan Albert Hernt.
Lindsay J. Hall.
Joseph Michael Vaughan, magna cum laude.
Benjamin V.K. Latta.
Justin Michael Clerk.
Reagan Renee Johnson.
Connor Campbell Jackson.
Tom Hersey.
Ryan Douglas Jensen.
Anna Hersey.
Jillian Jabez.
Anna Lynn Hernandez.
Amara K. Gide.
Darren Yuen Ho, summa cum laude.
Caitlin Dawn Johnston.
Haley R. Lott.
Logan Michael Johnson.
Aresli Lopez.
Arush Karel.
Morgan Paul Ludwig.
Kushal Karka.
Joseph Charles Markthaler.
Kenneth Charles Klein.
Cooper Malloy.
Marcus Jacob Colford.
Elena Raquel Markham, cum laude.
Carla Renee Colze, summa cum laude.
Amritesh Moria.
Benjamin Robert Koff.
Josiah Timothy Heath.
Garnet Lins, cum laude.
Linus Katan, summa cum laude.
Alexander Couch Sanford.
Magdalena Page Nadler.
David Wesley Herbert.
Bryce Andre Giovanni Hernandez.
Tyler Anthony Hall.
Vernice Michelle Martinez.
Kyler S. LeFleur.
Logan Lee Amick.
Minigna Lama.
Peyton Rain Kelso.
Tawfiq Ahmad Robi.
Samuel Ferris Allen.
Kevin Matthew Leach, summa cum laude.
Mackenzie May Osborne, cum laude.
Tyler Brian Legulan.
Daniel Franks.
Kiwi Liang.
Lily S. DeVries.
Grady Patrick Lynch.
Claire Daniel Shelton.
Ryan Robert Mack.
Kellyanne Victoria Coleman.
Ian Paul McCall.
Julia Kate Niederer.
Braxton Mark Marlett, cum laude.
Bailey Elizabeth Vanderwall, summa cum laude.
Benjamin J. McConnell.
Brooklyn Dolan.
Benton Patrick Wilson.
Eleanor D. Millard.
Sloan KJ Lee Lamson.
Timothy Morez.
Braden Christopher McEvan.
Kainen Okada Murphy.
Sean Thomas Meckham.
Javier Naranjo.
Alice Madeline Pearl Miller.
Emma L. Novak.
Anna Milligan.
Sophia Grace Nungesser, summa cum laude.
Zane Lawrence Monahan.
Sebastian Nolenberger Nuxel.
Thomas Michael Morrissey.
Lydia Betty Olaf.
Nori Eugene Mortensen.
Maggie Yuki Osterberg.
Keegan O'Halloran.
Aryan Pathak.
Matthew Lagaska Mernon.
Rowan Blue Probst, summa cum laude.
Colton Max Osborne.
Ivy Putty.
Josh Narlin.
Stella Reith.
Bergen Ali Ostwig.
Emma Grace Porter.
Jonas S. Oatman.
Cameron Cole Simons.
Oliver Fox Beckham.
Angel Silva.
Matthew Joseph Penesco.
Nancy Rangel Orozco.
Ryder Alan Pasley.
Presley Anna Rose Ray.
Sohan Lama.
Swabiman Reule.
Yangdan Lama.
Riley Wayne Shepard.
Ankit Podal.
Jamin S. Spears.
Cole Oakley Pollock.
Audrey Rose Spooner.
Jesus Santiago Peralta.
Lily Grace Stroud, summa cum laude.
Montserrat Perez.
Athena Din.
Shan Wan Peck.
Jenny Lee Tafoya.
Taylor Marie Peterson.
Sean Nana Cody Tomasi Ampogo.
Cooper Thomas Piat.
Justin Reed Van Walraven.
Grand Termini player, summa cum laude.
Brandon Michael Wong.
Andrew Joseph Plum, summa cum laude.
Alexander Norman Young.
Nihat Kaira Polat.
Manuel Cheung Zhang.
Ashton Roy Pomerantz.
Students of the College of Engineering will be greeted by Provost Tori Lawrence.
Nicholas A. Paulson.
Cody Ivan Russell.
Daniel R. Parkinson.
Zachary Ryan Sakata.
Braden Irek Proctor.
Caton Sampsell.
Luke Alexander Pipey.
William Scott Shaw.
Jonathan Michael Quinby.
Clayton Gordon Slack.
Kyler Rachel, summa cum laude.
Carter Jacob Watson.
Daniel Franks.
Alex Elliott J. Sensed.
Evan Schwartz.
Vivek Kumar Sharma.
Benjamin S. Randolph.
Anisha Sagar Shrestha.
Pratik Ranier.
Pramil Shrestha.
Justin Driggs.
Safal Shrestha.
Joseph F. Robel.
Tristanta Silva.
Benjamin Reeser.
Garrett Wayne Smith, magna cum laude.
Caleb Roche, magna cum laude.
Emily Marie Smith.
Silas Stephen Knight Tripp.
Nathaniel James Sinnott.
Ashton Taylor Swander.
Daniel Allen Spellman, summa cum laude.
Jamie Lane Teed.
Zachary William Squires.
Alyssa Joelle Taylor.
Peja Michael Steele.
William Joseph Watts.
Alex Cameron Stella.
Owen Gregory McDaniel.
Ryan Liam Stenerson.
Jeffrey Yan Zhang. Garrett James Purcell. Miguel Andre Natividad. Derek Thomason. Nishan Tapa. Patrick H. White. Ian Christopher Yang, summa cum laude. Austin James Walker. Colin Scott Worth. Autumn Yates. Brandon Charles Jones. Luke Maximilian Zepeda, magna cum laude. Zixian Zhang. Braxton Lee Zumwalt.
May I have all the graduates please stand? You are now graduates, so it's time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. You may be seated. I would like to invite Vicki Sell, Senior Director of the University of Idaho Alumni Association and Class of 1989, to address our graduates. Vicki?
Good afternoon, Vandals. Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution. At this time, would all University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform please stand and stay standing? Graduates, you are now joining an elite and loyal group of individuals, now numbering almost 117,000 strong. They are living and working and making a difference in Idaho, nationally and around the globe. And now you too are a part of the University of Idaho alumni family. Alumni, please be seated. Okay, graduates, welcome, congratulations, and go Vandals!
Thank you, Vicki. As we near the end of our commencement ceremony, I'd like to take a few moments to show our appreciation to some of the many individuals who made today possible. Thank you to the Border Highlanders for leading our processional today. Thanks to our anthem singer, Madison Cummings, along with the University Wind Ensemble, led by Assistant Professor and Director of Bands, Mark Thiel. We appreciate our commencement readers, Eric Stewin, Andrew Anglin, Malik Musab, and Aaron Lasher. The presentation of colors was made by a joint color guard comprised of cadets from the University of Idaho's ROTC units. Also, thank you to our floor and college marshals and for the leadership of Rula Awad Rafferty, lead marshal for our ceremony today. Many others worked for several months to make this event special. So my gratitude to the committees, faculty, and staff who had a part in planning this ceremony. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Finally, I wish to acknowledge our incredible faculty. Will our faculty please stand? We appreciate your dedication to our students. You support our students and you give them the tools they need to be successful in their chosen field of study. Your engagement and mentorship elevate the University of Idaho experience. You are central to our land-grant mission of teaching, discovery, and service. Thank you for all you do for our students and for the University of Idaho. You may be seated. Graduates, after the ceremony, please join your family and friends outside for photos. But please wait until the stage party has exited the seating area before you begin to recess. As we close, please join us in a special University of Idaho tradition, the singing of our alma mater. The words are located in page 66 in your program and on the screens behind me. Please stand.
And here we have Idaho, winning her way to fame. Silver and gold in the sunlight blaze, and romance lies in her name. We'll go singing, singing
This concludes the 131st commencement of the University of Idaho. Parents and families, please meet your graduates outside for pictures. Thank you for attending, and go Vandals!